Hello, magical people. How's it going out there? My name is Meg Moonbeam, and welcome back to the Beyond Astro Weekly Forecast here on the Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. Very happy to be here with you all to share our astrology for the upcoming week of November 10th to November 16th. So let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments. If you feel like sharing, we are in the last full week of Pluto and Capricorn. This is the last full week ahead of our lives with Pluto and Capricorn. So very, very exciting stuff. Before we get into the astrology, as always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Beyond Mystic YouTube and Rumble channels. And if you'd like to have a personal astrology reading with me, those are available over at consultations.beyondmystic.net. And I'm currently booking into April 2025 if you'd like to have a personal reading with me. Also, we've just put out a new and updated Astrology Level 1 over on the Beyond Mystic Academy, Introduction to Western Astrology. And I think for this upcoming week only, it's 30% off with code ASTRO30. So very good deal. It's how many classes? 16 or more classes where I share with you guys all the basics, intro into learning Western astrology, whether for yourself personally or professionally as well. So you can go check that out over at the link below. So hello, everyone. Thank you to everyone that is joining me live. Nice to see you guys here. Oh, we've got Sedona in the house. We've got Texas in the house, Pennsylvania. Nice to see you guys. So, oh, Jenny, it is your birthday. Happy birthday, my fellow Scorpio sister. You say, it's my birthday and it's feeling heavy. Hope we have some good alignments coming up. Well, we definitely do have some good alignments coming up. And for us Scorpios, it can feel a little bit heavy because two of our planetary rulers, Mars and Pluto, are in an opposition right now. So yeah, Jenny, hang in there. It is going to get lighter. Okay, so let's bring up the chart for today, talk about this week. We've also got Belgium in the house, Australia in the house. Hello, everybody. So yeah, we are in the last full-on week of Pluto in Capricorn. Oh my goodness, Pluto is going to ingress into Aquarius finally on November 19th. Oh, we've got Vanessa in the house, Arizona. Hello, Vanessa. Nice to see you here. Yeah, so can you guys feel the energy shifting? Can you guys feel that the tide is turning? Because I can definitely feel that. I've definitely been feeling that the last week. Pluto getting ready to go into Aquarius. The energy is shifting. We are right at the tail end of Pluto in Capricorn. Now, and Jill, yes, my fellow Capricorn placement sister. Hello, Jill. So, you know, and you guys have heard me talk about this a lot before if you watch my content, but, you know, important to recap that Pluto is the planet that rules death and rebirth and major closing and endings and transformation, okay? So with this being our last full week of Pluto, 29 degrees of Capricorn, we can be feeling like in our personal lives, and then I'll talk about the collective, that we're going through some sort of major death, some sort of major ending, some kind of major completion. So I highly recommend that you all, if you feel to, don't like to tell you guys what to do, but just saying, if you feel to, look at your personal charts and see where you have 29 degrees of Capricorn in your personal astrology chart, because that is where Pluto is transiting over, and that is the direct specific area of life that you're likely to be experiencing some form of ending or death or completion or major transformation. Pluto also illuminates the truth, the deep truths to us that people may be uncomfortable with, right? So definitely check that out and let me know in the comments below how that resonates. K Mills 726 says, ending of the bullshit. Yes, the Capricorn matrix bullshit. But, Capricorn isn't all bad. We do need Capricorn. We do need some sort of system and structure to life. We do need life lessons. We do need challenge to grow. We do need wisdom. So even though it is one of the challenging signs, even though it is one of the malefic signs, there is a lot of good to Capricorn that we have been transforming through this transit to help us move ahead into the age of Aquarius. So yeah, go see where you have 29 degrees of Capricorn in your charts. And my fellow Capricorn placements, we've got T-minus 8 days left, only 8 days left. And then Pluto is off our back, and the Aquarian placements can deal with Pluto in their sign. So really looking forward to that. I've got my moon in Capricorn, so can't wait for that shift. So what I've got up on the screen, we got the chart for this exact moment, November 10th, 2024. Moon is in Pisces, almost exactly conjunct Saturn today. So today's a day, and also going into tomorrow with that moon in Pisces, the beginning of this week, we can be very much in our feels, very much in our emotion, our sensitivity. And I'm hearing Spirit say right now that it is normal if you're kind of feeling a little bit all over the place emotionally. That's an interesting message that I'm just feeling very strongly right now. Pisces is the most highly sensitive sign. With that moon in Pisces conjunct Saturn, that's today, we can be receiving some reality checks about some things in life that can be hitting us pretty hard emotionally. This is also, some of our loved ones out there can be getting very emotionally hit by the news of the past week. Of course, the US election results, which is a very, very big deal. So if you are feeling a little bit more emotional, a little bit more sensitive than usual today, going into tomorrow, Monday, November 11th, we got that moon in Pisces, and we still got Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, in Pisces retrograde at 27 degrees. So whenever we've got the moon in Pisces with Neptune and Pisces at the same time, it's very, very amplified. It's very, very strong. Good, I don't want to use the word good. Really positive, benefic side of that, other than feeling oversensitive, being in our feelings, is, paying attention to our dreams, paying attention to our intuition, and the magic of life can be really amplified when we've got the moon in Pisces and Neptune there at the same time. Hello, Heather. Nice to see you. You say, I've definitely been more emotional. Yeah, makes sense for sure. So let's see what we got going on. November 12th, we're going to have exact Mercury in square to Saturn. So Mercury, 12 degrees of Sagittarius, Saturn, 12 degrees of Pisces right now, and retrograde, right? So we're having this actually for the whole week, this Mercury square to Saturn, but it is going to be exact on Tuesday. Adverse aspect, but it's not the worst thing in the world. This can just be some challenge around communication, right? Granddaddy Saturn rules challenge, rules delays, rules heaviness, especially in adverse aspects. Why can't I zoom out of that? Okay, I can zoom out. To the Mercury ruled areas of life, our friends, our local community, how we communicate. So even though Mercury is not retrograde, we're going to be having a Mercury retrograde starting later in the month. I'll talk all about that to you guys coming up in the weeks moving forward. But Tuesday can definitely kind of feel like a little bit of a Mercury retrograde moment with that Mercury in square to Saturn. So just double checking how you are communicating to others. If you need to sign anything important, communicate anything important, speak anything important, just make sure that you're double checking everything. Okay, you guys, there can be more of a propensity for possible miscommunication with that aspect. Also, with that Mercury in square to Saturn, I'm feeling that a lot of people are confused still at the moment. So not so much the people, most of you guys listening to this Beyond Astro weekly forecast, but just to bring up again the results of the election that just happened, and people that are really unhappy about that, our fellow brothers and sisters that maybe have different viewpoints than us, there's a lot of people that can be feeling really confused, really disillusioned with that Saturn in Pisces in square to Mercury. So you guys know I was expressing that last week as well, just being patient with those who are under that Piscean, brainwashing and spell, which is, what it really is. And just being patient, being in grace, not taking things personally from people that might be really emotionally and mentally in a challenging place right now with that Saturn in Pisces transit, right? So it can even, I'm hearing Spirit say, it can just feel confusing for all of us in different ways. Doesn't even matter like what side of the aisle you're on. Just gave that specific example for some people a little bit more on the left. But even those of us that are, big freedom lovers in the truther movement, the consciousness community, there can be a feeling of confusion as we go into this week. And interesting that we are going to have full moon in Taurus exact on November 15th, which is that a Friday? Yeah, Friday, November 15th. We are in for some surprises, okay, you guys, that may be a little bit confusing, okay? Now, I'm not saying anything bad is going to happen. I know a lot of us are on a little bit of a high right now after the election results of last week. I'm not saying nothing bad is going to happen, okay? Just saying that we are definitely in for some shocks and surprises. Why? Because full moon in Taurus, okay, that's a pretty stable place for the moon. The moon is exalted in Taurus, but this full moon is almost exactly conjunct Uranus. Only 1 degree off, 1 degree orb from being exact. Uranus, of course, is the planet of unpredictability, shocks, surprises, new things, the future, right? Unpredictability. So we're going to enter the portal of this full moon Tuesday, the 3 days before and 3 days after of a full moon or a new moon. We are within the portal of that lunation. So we're in for some pretty big shocks that with that Mercury in square to Saturn might seem a little bit confusing. Okay. Now I'm going to put a prediction out there. I'm going to put a collective prediction out there that I'm seeing as a pretty big astrological possibility within the realm of this full moon in Taurus. Okay. And what that is having to do with Joe Biden. So, and I'm just seeing a really weird ass comment here in the Rumble, and I'm just going to delete that person because it's distracting. So just wait one moment, you guys, and then I'll get into what I'm going to talk about. Is my Rumble going to work on here? Just 1 second, you guys. Okay, my Rumble's not coming up on my other feed. If we have any moderators in the Rumble live chat, I'd really appreciate if you can take out some of that weird ass comments because it's just a little bit distracting. But anyways, I won't pay attention to it. What I want to bring up is the fact that this full moon in Taurus, which is going to be at 24 degrees of Taurus, conjunct Uranus, 25 degrees of Taurus, as I mentioned, is in an opposition to Joe Biden's sun at 27 degrees of Scorpio, in an opposition to his Mercury, 21 degrees of Scorpio, and his Venus, 28 degrees of Scorpio, all in his 12th house. So, with Mars conjunct his Pluto, with a Mars-Pluto opposition, Pluto in his 8th house, Mars on there, I'm seeing this as a possible exit portal for Joe Biden, this full moon in Taurus. So I think that it is a big astrological possibility. It might actually be on the full moon in Taurus within the 3 days before or after the full moon Taurus, or within the next lunation influence. So the next month, I'm definitely seeing it as a big possibility that we're going to see Joe Biden possibly die. And I'm not calling for Joe Biden to die. Let me be very clear that he might die, or what we're seeing is Joe Biden might die, and he may have to step down from the presidency. Okay. Someone in his condition that we are seeing, and I know it's very questionable, what are we actually seeing as Joe Biden? Being a Scorpio with Sun, Mercury, Venus in the 12th house, with this full moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus in an opposition to those placements, definitely very intense astrology. Also, as I said, Mars on his Pluto in an opposition to Pluto. Yeah, we might see him step down or die around this full moon in Taurus within the next month. Katie Cat says, Biden is very frail. Yeah, Biden, he's looking pretty frail. And actually, if we look him up on, where is he? Right? Where is he? Oh, former Kamala Harris aide urges Joe Biden to resign within the next 30 days. Interesting. Biden should step down and let Harris finish his term, Jamal Simmons argues. Okay, interesting. I didn't even look at that. I just brought up Joe Biden in the news. So okay, interesting that there's some Democrat aides talking about that. I'm definitely seeing that as an astrological possibility here. So just wanted to bring that up for you guys, because this full moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus, this is collective geopolitical shocks, surprises, big ones. It's almost exactly conjunct Uranus. And also in our personal lives, we can get some shocks and surprises as well. So look in your personal astrology charts for where you have 24 degrees of Taurus, because yes, it is a full moon. Full moons are about completion, letting go, cleansing of whatever area of life we have, 24 degrees of Taurus. Also illumination of that area of life. We can receive some full moon clarity in that area. But it's not a normal full moon because it's conjunct Uranus. So wherever we have 24, 25 degrees of Taurus, we can be experiencing some shocks, some surprises, also some inspiration to move forward into the future. Uranus rules the future. Uranus rules Aquarius. We're about to have Pluto moving into Aquarius. So I think it's really cool that this is the last lunation before Pluto moves into Aquarius, and it's a full moon conjunct Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius. So it's definitely helping us to let go of things that don't serve us from this last Pluto cycle of this last 16 years. Great full moon, and it's going to be exact Friday, November 15th, for doing a cleansing ceremony of, the last 16 years of this Pluto and Capricorn transit. If you feel to do that, we can be having some big things coming up for us full moon wise as well. Also, the European Union has in the European Union chart, has its moon at exactly 24 degrees of Taurus. So this full moon is going to be exactly conjunct the moon of the European Union chart. So I think there could be big shocks, surprises, geopolitical changes, even protests. Uranus can be protests in Europe or having to do with the European Union system. So that's going to be really, really interesting to notice for sure. I love that we've got the moon in trine to Pluto at the exact time of this new moon. No super heavy aspects. Yes, we've still got that Mars-Pluto opposition, but it's within a 4-degree orb or 3-degree orb by the time of that full moon. So I think it's fun, creative, exciting, and there's going to be really big changes in our personal and collective lives as well. So yeah, let's pull some cards for our week ahead with the Western astrology. What should I ask? Should I ask for a general message? No, I'll ask for this full moon in Taurus, because we're going to be within the portal starting on Tuesday. So pretty much, most of the week. Universe, what is our guidance for this full moon in Taurus week? How can we best work with the energy of this shocking, fun, creative full moon? Interesting. Okay. I'm actually using my best friend Sunny's cards right now. We've got the There Are No Coincidences deck, which is a really cool deck, and also the Crystal Oracle Master Teacher deck. And I'll pull one from there. Wow. So yeah, this full moon is a big one. As I mentioned before, last full moon before Pluto moves into a new sign for the next 20 years. So that's a huge energy shift we're going through. We got Amethyst Awakening, healing addictions. So I do think this full moon is a great portal for us to be doing some serious letting go, cleansing work. Pluto also rules our addictions, right? So be honest with yourself if there are addictions that you're going through right now. And if there's something intense that you're having a challenge dealing with on your own, it's okay to ask for help if you need to. So our addictions are being highlighted, and we got the Atlantis Scepter card, Spiritual Awakening. So cool because this full moon is conjunct Uranus, which is one of the most spiritual planets, very awakening of our consciousness. So can be good for us to work with the amethyst, good for us to work with the quartz. We're letting go of a lot, and it's awakening us as well. And in the There Are No Coincidences deck, we got the dice card, chance. So that, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Uranus conjunct the full moon is dicey. It's unpredictable. So there can be opportunities coming up, and there can be windows of rolling the dice. You know, what move are you going to make? With Uranus at play as an influence, it's good to do things that are not of the norm. It's good this week to be not doing things in the normal way, to work with the full moon portal, to try things in a new, different way, and be open to opportunities that come up that may seem a little bit weird. So, okay, that's really cool. And then we've also got the Saturn and Mercury cards, which that's interesting because Mercury and Saturn are in square to each other throughout the week, exact on Tuesday, November 12th. So Spirit saying, yes, this is a very powerful full moon for letting go, spiritual awakening, taking chances, doing things in a different way, but also remembering we've got that Mercury in square to Saturn. So things can seem a little bit confusing, just double checking any information before we make a big chance, before we make a big turn in life. And I'm hearing not taking things personally from people that may be mentally struggling, or I'm hearing the word volatile at the moment. So this is going to be, I'm going to use the word fun. This is an active week. This is not a boring week at all. And I think that there can be some very wild geopolitical changes coming up for sure. So before I finish up, you guys also want to mention we got this awesome new workshop on the Beyond Mystic Academy with Janine and Coco, Psychic Protection Workshop, how to best protect your energy. Very important topic for those of us that are intuitive empaths, light workers, to know how to properly protect yourself. And it goes along perfect with us being in Scorpio season right now. So you can go check that out at the Beyond Mystic Academy. And also we've got still Haida Gwaii inspired silver jewelry available at ascensionorganites.com, handmade using silver and precious metals. All pieces are unique and there's limited quantities available. So go check that out at Carla's website. And this is one of Janine's good friends that makes these beautiful high vibrational. I've had the gift of being able to hold some of these handmade pieces of jewelry from the Haida Gwaii. So go check those out. And thank you guys so much for joining me for this week's Beyond Astro. Again, let me know how you're feeling in the comments below. Love to hear from you guys. And I'm sending so much cosmic love all of your ways. Mwah. Love you all, and see you Tuesday for the next daily Astro, because Monday is Remembrance Day in Canada, so that's like a little bit of a public holiday. So I'll see you guys Tuesday for the next Daily Astro. Love you all. Have a magical week. Bye.